咁咧，我哋食完坐咗5個鐘頭車，有啲暈車浪。咁就食完一個中餐啦，就嚟到呢個約克。佢哋話咧，呢度係一個古城啦，好多呢啲古蹟係值得睇嘅，有啲城牆啦，有啲有個城牆嘅古蹟啦，同埋呢度啲屋好多紅磚牆啦。咁係人口都係比較少嘅，咁所以咧都係值得嚟遊覽去參觀睇呢個約克古城。哇，好靚啊！有好多古舊嘅建築。
I tried, but it wasn't that nice.
过了，你好啊，我是凉氧气，不要加上耳
我手不见。
開篷巴士，遊客觀光巴士。前面有個好似教堂咁，好靚。呢一啲係對面。有一啲古舊嘅城牆，係一啲佢哋話保留得比較好嘅古蹟。係。哦。
好靚啊！中間我覺得你好似好擺整擺定好似就突然間覺得佢古城咯，全部都係咯，都古蹟，冇乜保留到，好似14世紀啲咁樣嘅嘢啊！香港啊，拆晒呢啲嘢，你幾貴啊嘛？即講又冇仔喎，拆嘅話又冇地方住嘅喎，
因為一路影相一路拍片，我都唔知自己有陣時揸住個手機影嘅時候，呢部機影咗啲乜嘢，可能係鬆音樂嘅 style。Great Solicitor 法院。好靚嘅教堂啊！ 續行，應該成條街都係好多古舊嘅建築古蹟。呢間係一個酒店。有趣。
我真。跟住咧就要去前面呢個好靚。
好啦，行下咧，終於到咗我哋今日上半晝嘅行程嘅重點啦，就係嚟到呢個約克古城嘅入邊一個約克大教堂。呢一度咧就根本係呢一個約克舊城嘅一個地標啦。咁咧佢就好宏偉、好高嘅建築物，而佢嘅特色咧就係保存咗以前嘅哥德式建築嘅一個大教堂嚟嘅。
咁咪當時13世紀最傳統嘅我哋叫哥德式嘅建築。
由於教堂入面呢都係比較神聖啦，同埋莊嚴，同埋呢不斷都係有人會喺度唱緊一啲聖詩啦，好好聽啦。咁所以呢，而家都係後製配翻個音上去啦，講解。我喺整個拍攝嘅情況呢，都係冇講過嘢嘅，咁所以可能呢驚大家悶啊。咁而家後製呢，就加翻少少旁白上去咯。咁其實可以見到啦，教堂入邊呢有好多嘅雕塑呢，都係好仔細、好靚嘅，同埋呢，佢哋甚至乎連天花板呢都會有好多呢一啲嘅雕塑啊，有好多好 details 嘅做得，所以同埋佢嘅樓底係超高，所以感覺上呢，俾我哋一個好宏偉啦、好莊嚴嘅感覺啦。而呢一個約克大教堂入邊嘅最特色地方呢，就係佢哋嗰啲5顏6色好靚嘅玻璃窗。咁呢，其實入邊都會有介紹呢，係佢哋有規矩、有規劃，係每一 part 係應該做啲咩圖案啦，係點樣整嘅。咁當陽光射入嚟嘅時候呢，就變得好靚啦，呢一個玻璃窗。
啦，啱啱參觀完嗰個約克大教堂之後呢，我哋轉出嚟呢個景點啦，就係、其實都係好多購物街，好全部都古舊嘅建築，好靚。好彩今日藍天白雲，好開心。
咁你有識描繪過去啊？我知啊，買咗 cat 呢間啊。
有人喺度，有人喺度街頭賣藝。
做这几个歌嘛，
藍天白雲，又睇下街景。
其實咧，參觀完約克大教堂之後咧，我哋係仲有一個行程嘅，不過咧就暫時未到呢個約定嘅時間，咁所以咧香港嘅領隊咧就帶我哋可以喺呢度四周圍行逛一下啦，團友又爭取時間喺度 shopping 之餘咧，就其實慢慢行去呢個集合嘅地點，咁方便咧其實下晝咧係有一個女巫嘅 tour 嘅，可以喺呢個約呢個地方咧就了解一下女巫嘅歷史。
好特別嘅鋪頭啊，影瞳孔，跟住就做咗啲畫。影瞳孔啊！
哦，
Yung sahan naman, may 18 yung
So, let's begin, shall we? At the beginning, usually a pretty good place to start. Also, I've heard. Don't worry, I'm not going to sing. No, you don't want to hear that. You really don't. So, my name is Willow, and you all are officially witches in training.
Wow.
My magical students waiting with bated breath to embark on an adventure of discovery. I'll give you both of your hands to take a good picture then. Is that all of us? Gather around my coven. You can get close as well. I don't bite, don't worry. Only sometimes, you know. So, we're now all assembled on the site of one of York's oldest churches. Doesn't look too impressive from the outside, but all the history this shell holds. What you see today was built in 1888 with the original remains from the great 1424 medieval church of St. Crew. Now back in the day, this was one of the finest places of worship in York, and it even had the Italianate Tower. Not anymore though, which was apparently designed by Sir Christopher Wren himself, the designer of St. Paul's Cathedral in London. No less, yes. Now this little church happens to be the burial place of Thomas Percy, who led the Catholic rising of the North during Protestant Elizabeth I's reign. He was, of course, charged with treason, and his public execution happened right there on pavement in 1572. His headless body was then buried inside this church. Oh, very spooky, isn't it? But as for his bodiless head, though, no one seems to really know where that ended up. I think someone took it home, you know, as a nice souvenir. You never know in those days. Oh. But this story reminds me of a rather unfortunate witch who was also found guilty of treason. So if you gazed across in that direction in the 1500s, there would be very few buildings, and you would probably have a very good view of York Castle. Now this is where many hangings happened. And it was 1537 when Mabel Brigg, a 32-year-old mother of two, widow, house servant and serial faster, was hired to perform the Black Fast. You see, house servants were quite often paid to carry out unusual tasks on behalf of the rich and more privileged, of course. Mabel was hired by Isabel Buck, a farmer's daughter, who was allegedly too weak to carry out the fast for herself, following the recent loss of a child. Yes, quite sad. But she then offered a peck of wheat and half a yard of linen for Mabel to carry out the fast, which was to help recover some money that Isabel had lost, so I suppose she couldn't pay her properly before that. And the local chantry priest even gave his approval for it to happen, so it was all done within the rules. As it's quite important to note that the Black Fast was a religious medieval fast. However, it was also thought that fasting, not eating, was sometimes undertaken by witches to aid in their concentration, to bring about harm more effectively. It really just makes me hungry, though. Oh, I'm definitely more of a feast witch, but anyway, Mabel then politely informed her employers that she was partaking in the charitable fast. All above board, it seemed. But wait, something must have got these employers' goats, because before Mabel knew it, they were claiming to anyone who'd listen that this latest fast intent was to kill the one and only King Henry VIII. Where on earth did that come from? Well, she did have a bit of a reputation, our Mabel. There were rumours that she had previously performed the Black Fast in order to kill a man. And the man in question did actually pop his clogs, and not by dying peacefully in his sleep, but by breaking his neck, so definitely more painful. Sadly, without more proof than that, the worst happened. In 1538, Mabel was hanged at York Castle. Isabel Buck, though, the farmer's daughter, walked free. Honestly, it was her idea in the first place, wasn't it? Oh, I would show her a spell or two if she was still around. Of course she is not, but I do believe that comeuppance always comes to those who deserve it. In this life, or the next. So keep that in mind, my witchlings, yes? Come along.
Remember they walk through it and then go out.
I get it. It's a lovely street, isn't it? Quite busy. I see quite a few of them. Let me move this around. Behold, everybody, a magical shop of Poundland. Yes, oh, magical prices in there. I hear. And we'll stop just here for now. Great acoustics down there if you do feel like singing later on, yes? Lovely. Already a lot less wind around here. Now I usually stand a bit closer to that church. Yes, that's a church, in case you couldn't tell. We can't see it, it's getting a bit of a makeover at the moment, but this is Saint Michael le Belfry, a real historical gem, mostly because there is a famous character who was baptized in it. Now I might have to test your historical knowledge in British history. If any of you can finish this sentence, we never know, some of you may know. If I say, remember, remember. That rings a bell, doesn't it? Remember, remember the 5th of November. This is linked to Guy Fawkes, yes, who is there was a bit of a hint behind me, yes, of course. He is well known for his role in the unsuccessful attempt to blow up Parliament in 1605. Well, like I said, he was baptized in that church that we can't see at all, lovely. And he was born and lived right there at the Guy Fawkes Inn, yeah. As we may know, he failed in his attempt, was caught red-handed and charged with treason. But even though the burning on Guy Fawkes dummies on Bonfire Night, November 5th, which is meant to be a celebration to be used as a warning, I suppose, for whoever would like to try again. So some people will burn little dolls looking like him as a warning, yes. But even though people do that, this might suggest that he was burnt at the stake. But he was in fact hanged, drawn and quartered. Residents, because ghost sightings happen often here as well. One of them is a witch, a white-faced woman with a manic laugh. Well, she doesn't seem to be around, which is probably good for us because we're not really sure whether she was friend or foe. So you might have to come back on your own to find that one out for yourselves.
呢度係目前為止保留得最古舊、保留得最好嘅城牆咯。呢邊係舊城區，所以好多都係磚屋。喺呢邊就望返去約克大教堂。
其實呢度係 O K 嘅。你俾神秘感俾啲冰佢哋。
好靚啊！呢間屋，呢間大宅，望返約克大教堂。好靚啊！啲花全部高過我喎，呢個花園人咁高啊！好靚，人哋個後院好俾心機種植，呢個景真係好靚。